Good evening, everyone. This is Miss JD, and welcome to our channel. And in today's episode, I will be sharing with you for the very first time my portfolio here in Etoro. By the way, if you'd like to monitor my trades and check out my trades, I am Julie Lax in Etoro. And if you are also interested in trading the US market or cryptocurrency, I have a referral link down below if you'd like to create one. But let me walk you through my portfolio for today. And the objective why I'm doing this is just merely to document and journal my outlook as to why I traded these stocks or invested in these stocks, and I want to look back into this day and really recall. This is my way of documenting my thought process why I engaged in these stocks. Okay, so maybe you can also learn something from it, but I think this is going to be one of the regular videos that you'll be seeing in this channel, because again, this is my way of journaling my adventures here in the stock market. Okay, so as you can see here, I created my account in Etoro back in 2019. Yeah, and we haven't really had a good year last year because of this September. And if I can remember it right, this was because of overstock.com. When I had overstock.com during this period, and this was the time when the CEO stepped down. He resigned and exited all his stocks, and there was really massive selling pressure. If you are to go back to overstock.com, if I will just recall that, September 2019, not that, around this period. See that? This was the time. September, there. So I think this was the time when I had that massive decline in my portfolio. That's one, and some other stocks that I have probably engaged in. I cannot remember everything, but as you can see, we were negative by 21% in my portfolio. And what happened there was I did not exit some of them. I waited for it to recover before exiting. Okay, and in 2020, we had so far our portfolio is positive. There's a big chance that we will still be positive by end of year, and in a little while, I'm going to show you everything that I have in my portfolio. Okay, and this is it. What's good about eToro is that I will be able to view other people's portfolio. I can check out the stocks that they have in there, and probably if I run out of stocks to check out, I just go and look at their stocks and get some ideas. And if they are the chart of that stock in their portfolio is good, then I become curious and I start researching them. Okay, so as you can see here, I only have 7 stocks in my portfolio. Let me start with this one. OKE is a stock in the oil and gas sector. Okay, and right now the price is already at around 40.63. But if I'm to go back here, I have entered. See, I don't use leverage. That means I do not borrow money. I was able to enter 7%, 7.95% of my portfolio amount at 29.81 back. No, actually, this is the one. This is the first one. 9 September 9, 2020. I entered around 26.28. So around this period there. That's why I marked it. So it managed to bounce right away after a few days of entering, and then it actually declined. I still did not get out because my objective why I engaged in this stock, number one, is this is an oil and gas company, so it's a basic commodity particularly in the U.S. And number two, if I am going to stay in a longer period of time, I have a potential dividend yield of 9.21%. So approximately every quarter I will receive around at my average, right, 0.94. So it's really a good ratio, right? So it's a lucrative amount that I can receive on a quarterly basis. So the reason why I also became interested, because one, it met my dividend requirement. Because I was thinking that if I'm going to stay here long term and I will not exit, at least I could have some revenue every quarter from this company. Okay, fine, let's check. Number two, the setup is good because it came from a massive downfall here, and we're just doing sideways. At least my time is not wasted. Again, we are at a very good position because it's at a cheap level. I get dividend, and then we're looking forward to a potential growth when it bounces. And slowly it is bouncing. So what I did here is I added a few more shares around 11.9 and 11.19. So this November I added a few more. So 11.9 around this period I added, and 11.19 around this period I added. Okay, and it's slowly it is already climbing up. So I think this is one of the most interesting and my favorite setup that I have engaged in so far, and that's OKE. I plan to stay here much longer, and maybe around this period, somewhere here, 70 to 80. This is an area where I can probably start considering locking in some profit if we reach that level. Okay, number two is XRP. XRP is really interesting now in this period because I created a video about it. XRP is partnering with Flare. Remember, on the 12th of December, anyone who's holding XRP will get a Spark token. So we don't really know the value and the potential of Spark, but that's their way of introducing this token to the public. And we can research more about it, but definitely XRP is also engaged in a lot of banks already, and they're used widely in the Middle East now and in South Africa. So there are a lot of good content online that you can get information from. I can also share more about it, but XRP in terms of as a digital asset, it has a really big potential. Okay, so for this cryptocurrency, I also plan to hold at a much longer period of time, and if it drops, I will buy some more. So notice the amount or the percentage allocation for this is also in small amounts, 3.71%, 5.9, and 5.9. So this one I was able to enter when it was massively correcting the other day. So XRP USD. So this was the time. So we were rallying up here. By the way, I also have XRP in Binance, and the amount is just, it's not big because I only put money every payday. So during this period, so everyone is so bullish, they're buying, and then it corrected. So during this downfall over here, I managed to enter around 0.47. So technically it was around 0.46 here, but because in eToro you'll notice a slight difference in the price, and that's how they are earning. Because if here we put a buy position, we are not charged anything. So it's like a markup of the market price, and that is how they're earning from this platform. Okay, so here I was able to enter on the record here it's 0.4799, but here it was actually around 0.46 something. Okay, I was able to enter there, and I actually I entered one more around here 0.50, and when it was dropping, I was again I was not able to manage my emotion, and I exited uh, after a few cents. I exited because I felt that it will go down some more, not realizing it will go up eventually. But here at the moment, when it dropped back on the 30th of November 30th here, so I added again around the point 58, opened at 0.60 around here. I was able to enter around this area, and another at 0.6199. So again, the price here is much higher, a little higher than this level. So if I entered at 0.6199, that must have been around 0.6099. Okay, and right now it is correcting, still correcting, but it is so far I feel like this is respecting the MA20 level. See that it's not exactly sitting at the MA20 line, but notice I'd like to plot something. I'd like to move it here. Looks like this is respecting this key level. Okay, so probably that's something to closely monitor as well. Let's see if it will continue to move higher and higher. But definitely, I am still very bullish for this digital asset because of the fact that on the 12th of December, Spark tokens will be our account will be captured by the system, and whoever has an XRP, then they will be getting that token. Will not be released outright that same day. It will start on the first quarter of 2021, and every month thereafter we will be receiving. Okay, so that is for XRP. I'm currently still on a negative on the two entries that I got, but we're still holding on to that. We plan to add some more here. So this now has 15% of 15.6% of my portfolio. Here, AT&T is another stock I entered. Here, I still did not use any leverage, and the reason why I entered here is because AT&T has been really known for a company who gives very generous dividend here. All right. So again, when I enter in a stock, I try to see if that stock gives out dividend, and the chart is saying that we are at a healthy level. So if you can see here, for the longest time, dividend is given here, right? Every quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Number two, so that's 7%. In the Philippines, seldom will you see stocks giving out as high as this. Normally, the more stable companies only give out 1 to 2% in dividend in the Philippine market. Okay, and number two, I said the setup is looking good, and yes, I can see it. And we're now moving higher than the MA20 line, And where did I enter here? The first one was back in 11/21. I entered right 11/21. Yeah, 11/21. 6, 7, 19, 20, 21. Maybe this one. This was a Friday, probably the one. Yeah. I'm not sure what is the our maybe this is Philippine time. So this is 11/21 and this is 12/1. Interesting. 20, 24. Anyway, so probably it was on this day that I entered, and then we are now positive here. And this 12/1, yeah, 12/1, 12/1 here. I also entered here. See that? So it dropped and it bounced, moved up and it dropped and it bounced. And so now we're already moving higher and higher. So look at that. It's giving us some signs of recovery, and there's really a big potential for this stock to go higher and higher. And I also plan to stay at a much longer time here for this particular stock because in my, I always watch videos in YouTube, and a lot of dividend investors are, they do have AT&T in their portfolio. Next one is AGNC. AGNC is another stock that really caught my attention. Number one, okay, AGNC is a REIT. Okay, so like a REIT, a yellow REIT. This is a company that has several properties, and they have it leased. And each month, the revenue that they get, they share it to their stockholders, and that's in a form of a dividend. And every so this one, of course, the amount here fluctuates, and they're based on whatever the amount right now. So if I'm able to get it at a lower price, and in the future they increase their dividend, let's say coming from a 12, okay, this one it declined a little bit. Let us say before, this is for example before they give 10, right? And now they're giving 12. What if in the future they give around 20 cents, but I was able to get it at 0.15? That means if I entered at 0.15 and every month I get 20 cents, that's more than 1% per month, and then times 12, that's more than 12% per month. See that? So I'm looking forward to the growth of the company, so that their dividend will also grow. And what again, I have two requirements here. One, the dividend yield should be there is a dividend, and the yield or the percent that I can potentially get in the stock should also look good. And 9%, man, this is very attractive. Number two, the setup in terms of technical analysis will also give me a good setup. Okay, so the setup that I have entered here, well, I was able to enter last 18th of November. So when was that? Actually, right here. So I can already say that it is actually a bit high already for position traders. That's already a bit high, but I'm really looking forward to the long-term potential of the stock. So 11/18. So that is around this period. Okay. See this doji over here? Okay, so I was thinking, I know that I have a resistance right at that level, so I think it's not that far, so fiat, so that's why I entered. But now we are already showing positive. It actually declined and reached, revisited that area again. So for this stock, I'm expecting, or I might have already received it. This one, I got 27th. Yeah, so I was already qualified. I think I will be able to receive this first week of December. I'm not sure. I will just check. AGNC, dividend payout December. Let's see. I will receive it on the 9th. Okay. See that? They've been giving a dividend for the past, I don't know, very long time ago. So, that's something to look forward to. Imagine this: there's a big upside in this stock as well. So we'll see. I'm thinking the moment I reach here and I see some signs of weakness, then probably that's the time I will exit. Otherwise, I can wait up to the next resistance, long-term resistance right here. So we are going to still monitor this stock. Okay, so that's AGNC. The next one is Gilead. Gilead Sciences. Gilead Sciences, of course, this is in the field of pharmaceuticals. So they develop this company develops vaccines, medicines, and their medicines are very popular in, of course, distributing. Uh, they distribute medicines for autoimmune diseases like AIDS and HIV. They're the ones who make that. And look at this. Again, there's a dividend. Check. Setup in terms of the chart. Check. And of course, the background, the industry is something that would really last for a long time. So that for me is a check on my requirements. Look at that. So it has dropped significantly, and we are now recovering. We're now moving above the MA20 line, so that's good. When did I enter here? 12.2. 12.2. So I entered here. This second green here, that was it. And notice we are having a very constricted Bollinger Band, so we could potentially see some promising movements in the coming days for this stock. So I plan to also add, just in case the price revisits the area of the MA20 level. So if I see fluctuations, then I will just add. The last time it gave a dividend was back in September, so we're expecting October, November, December. So most likely by December, no, January, right? June, July, August, September. October, November, December. Yeah, December. Most likely around December, that will be the next release. Right? At least I won't really have to monitor my stock day in and day out, because I know that I have entered at a very good position, and even if it takes a long time before the stock to move higher, I have a payout. It's like I have a salary every quarter. One stock here is every month. So at least I have something to expect on a regular basis. The next one is LYFT. LYFT over here is actually one of my not so good setup. I entered on the 14th of Feb, and that was before the pandemic, and I was not able to exit my trade pretty early, and so I had just had to bear with a long wait. and slowly we are now recovering from that period. So Feb 14. Maybe that was, oh, this one. We entered right here. Why did I enter? Okay, probably I was thinking that this is the resistance and we had a breakdown here. Feb 14. Yep. See that? Used to be a resistance. Okay, we thought that it will recover, but there was this was the time when the pandemic hit and all the way down right here. So I just had to wait for a very long period of time. I even had the opportunity to add more volume, but I did not because I was still at that time very scared to add. I was thinking if everyone is on a lockdown, Lyft is like Uber in the US. No one's on the road and no one will need their services. So I was hesitant to add, knowing that situation at the back of my mind. And so I just waited patiently. Good thing is that this is just 7% of my total investment, or actually 6.57. Let me see. What is my, yeah, the value? This is 6.57. Tama ba? Or this? I think this is the right one. 7.43 percent of my portfolio. The next stock, which is really interesting, is Neo. Neo is a stock that, or a company that develops electronic vehicle, like Tesla. So if we have Tesla, and Tesla is so expensive now, the price is really high. This company based in China has the same direction. So they have already developed electronic vehicles, and they're starting to gain some popularity uh, globally. And this one, I know I entered right at the high level already, but what was this? 52.30. So this one I am banking on the fact that this is a growth stock. Someday, this 52 is going to look really cheap, given the potential of this company. 5, 11.26 and 11.28. 11.26, 5.26. Maybe I entered here. I entered on a Friday. Okay, so probably this one. I entered right here. I was thinking it is going to bounce. It did a little, but it dropped. And right now we are still correcting. 26. Probably entered again another one on the 28th. The dates are weird. 25, 26, 27, 28. Maybe this and this. Because Philippine time is advanced. Maybe this is showing a Philippine time. Okay, so we're still on a negative for this stock, and I plan to add the moment I see a bounce, but I'm thinking it could potentially bounce right at this level. I'll see first. I'll have to observe because I need to confirm if this is going to be a strong support to enter, and that's the time I will be adding. If it breaks, then I will still not exit because I have a long-term perspective for this stock. So notice all of the stocks that I have engaged in are mostly mid to long term. I have tried exiting, like for instance XRP. I only stayed there for a day or two and then I exited one trade, and I was really regretting that because the stock went higher, and now I think that point 50, I entered at point 50, that's the one I exited. I think we are going to have a hard time reaching or going back to that level again because we're already bouncing in XRP. So I'm just going to stay longer in these stocks, but overall, so far we are on a positive for our December, and we're looking at a high possibility that we will still end positive for the entire year. Now, so notice this portal is really easy to use. And again, I was mentioning about copying. So I have not really enabled my copy trading. So I will be applying first because I have not completed the requirements. But so just to give you an idea, you can copy people here. And personally, of course, I cannot memorize the stocks in the U.S. market or even other indices. See, there could be no. I'll check. I'll show it later. But there are indices from the other countries as well that are included here. Stocks from China, from Hong Kong, from Germany, from all other countries can be traded here too. So, for example, I don't know what to trade. I don't know which stock to look into. I just open their portfolio and check out the companies they engaged in, and then what I do next. For example, I'm curious with cyber arc. So I check CyberArk, CYBRARK. Okay. CYBR. There. So if, let's say I'm interested in this stock and I see that, okay, is this setup good for me? If it's not, then I just skip and look for other stocks, and I try to piggyback on whatever setup they have. If again the stock falls into my requirements, then I get in. Actually, that's also the reason why I entered in Neo, because I noticed a lot of them they have Neo in their portfolio. So I became curious and tried to study, and I was actually late. I entered a little bit late, but I'm looking forward to the growth of Neo. That's why. Okay, so this is also very it's like in Instagrams, right? It has a social news feed, and anyone can share their thoughts and research about a stock, and you can get insightful materials and information from here. Okay, so if you're, for instance, interested in also creating an account here in Etoro, I have a referral link. If you can create an account using my link, that would be very helpful. And message me if you have questions, so I can also guide you. By the way, I have a Patreon. I am in Patreon. So if you want to join my group there in Patreon, that's where I also research. I put my research in there, and the setups that I'm recommending, I put it there, be it in eToro or in the Philippine market. I post them all in there. So if you want to take advantage of that, then Patreon is the place. Okay. Meanwhile, thank you guys for watching, and please watch out for the next episode. I'll be recording my insights for the stocks that you have requested in the Philippine market. Bye bye for now.